Hello. So I decided to do a separate video for my cooking today. In another video, I'm doing my husband's apple pie for his birthday. And this is the stuffed mushroom that he loves for me to make. That being said, we're gonna get started. This is a recipe that I kind of formulated off of other recipes. So I don't want to make it sound like I alone made this recipe, because it could be exactly out there somewhere else. But to my knowledge, like the first time I made stuffed mushroom, I don't like mushrooms. And the first time I made stuffed mushrooms for him, I went very specifically off a recipe, and then it just morphed over time with what I keep on hand, where with just running by the produce stand and picking up a thing of mushrooms, I can make stuffed mushrooms anytime you want some. Instead of getting very detailed and, you know, stuff like that. So first, I'm going to take all these mushrooms. I'm going to take the stems out off camera because it's boring. I'm going to wipe all of these off with a damp rag, and I'll be back. And the next thing I'm going to do is take some olive oil, and honestly, I just used the little thing, the little tray that they come in. And I'm going to drizzle some olive oil in there, get that in there good, and then this is where it gets messy. Really you need another pair of hands for this, but, and then you just rub olive oil all over the mushroom. And these really just drink it up. So that's why I go ahead and put some in the pan itself. I'm not baking it in this, but I am just gonna kind of like let it marinate. And you'll get enough down in there that you can kind of do this. Okay, while that's kind of marinating, doing its thing, like I said, I'm trying to go quick because now I think I have a poopy diaper to change. The easiest way to do this is to use an entire block of cream cheese. I have learned that that's really best if you're making 2 batches of mushrooms. So I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible on me. You can use this filling for other things, but I've got a half a block of cream cheese and 1 egg in here. I'm gonna whip that together off camera because it's loud and who wants that? If you use a whole block of cream cheese, you get a lot more of a whipped texture. This is a lot more runny. I wish we could use half an egg. I haven't figured out how to do that. So to that, let's throw a bunch of salt and pepper in there. A couple teaspoons, I don't know. I really don't know. And then we use breadcrumbs, sometimes regular, sometimes Italian. I have Italian this time. My husband does seem to really like the Italian. I'm gonna put that in there. Then we're gonna put some Parmesan cheese in here. I am gonna need some Parmesan cheese later, so I'm gonna use some. And for that, it gets a lot more doughy. Now to that, I add an obnoxious amount of crumbled bacon bits. We'll see if that's enough. Now, you will see how this works. I left my mixer out in case I have to add any other ingredients or what, but I'm just gonna see how it just drinks up that olive oil. Just helps keep it from burning though in the cooking process. And you're just gonna like spoon this on top. I like to mound mine. And I use a soup spoon for this, it's perfect for me. And then just put it in our baking dish. have become known for my mushroom recipe with people who like them. It's just always so funny to me because I don't like mushrooms. I will make them for people, but I don't personally like them. So I just think it's funny that I made a recipe that people really thoroughly enjoy, and it's not anything that I can go off of taste to make, which actually works out well since I'm struggling with food now. My husband wanted it, and I'm like, I don't ever eat that anyway, so it's not that I just go by the looks of things, kind of what I aim for here. And I have seen all kinds of versions of these. Seafood, the first one that I made, and my husband did like it, and that's what I kind of fine-tuned off of, but it involved sauteing spinach in a skillet, and honestly, I couldn't even tell you what that original recipe was. I just remember you like make your bacon, which, you know, I make bacon, I make mine with bacon bits, but it's a crowd pleaser anyway. But this one, you cooked your bacon. You cooked your bacon, and then you used the bacon grease and you wilted down your spinach, and you know. Okay, let me take some of these big ones and add 2. We're really gonna mound these puppies up here. Some of these look like they could be a meal all by themselves. Okay, that uses up our filling. Okay, so this was discovered purely by accident. This is like the piece de resistance of this recipe with everyone that I make them for. It might not be for everyone, but this was discovered purely by accident. Of making these, like I said, flying by the seat of your pants, using what you have in the house kind of a thing. And the recipes that I follow always call for just like a Parmesan cheese and breadcrumb topping. And I had used up all of the Parmesan cheese in the filling itself, but I had some provolone and I put that on there. And I got so busy with the rest of the dinner that they didn't burn, but I browned the cheese a little too much, more than I wanted to, and it was a hit. Like that's what did it. That's what apparently sends these over the top. They kind of go to a bubbly, dark golden brown. For now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. For 1, that does allow the filling to set up nicely, but for 2, I'm not ready to cook yet. This is just a little prep work. Okay, here's the final result of my stuffed mushrooms. See what I mean? They kind of look burned, but they're not. Anyway, they're a hit around here.